So this is the Pentamine World Championship trophy, and you're going to have your name engraved on it soon. Uh,
Great.
it's a tremendous achievement. How are you feeling?
First of all, very tired. I mean, it was very long journey. I think both. I mean, preparing for this Mind Sports Olympiad and also playing because it was very long, 3 weeks, very long tournaments, a lot of games, a lot of tournaments, a lot of happy moments, a lot of very bad moments when I didn't win some events that I prepared very well.
Are you going to take a vacation in the next few weeks? Uh, yeah. What?
No, I was very focused about winning Pentamind, and I used 3 weeks of my vacation for Pentamind. So
Wow.
I,
Okay.
I, I really wanted to be focused on this tournament. So yeah, I told you that this Pentamine I treated very seriously. Also, yeah, I think that 4,000 games during 1 year, it's a lot of if I also want to just work and live. It's so I think that once I could do that, but second probably it will be hard. Okay, so I would like to thank you all organizers. I think it's a really great event. I would like to thank all my opponents and other participants. Yeah, because it's great. I think community. Even with we have some small argues, I think still it was yeah great event. And I would like also in the end thank my friend Andrew Smith, who really support me during this year and during these tournaments. In my bad moments, I really could mm, count for him.
You counted on him. He supported you. That's wonderful.
Yeah, because it wasn't so clear that I won just in like very straight way. No, it was like jumping and falling, and uh, it was really hard and exhausting experience, and it's very important that that Andrew helped me in this moments that I really was not sure that it was that I have some doubts that it was a good decision to really spend so much time on trying my sport Olympiad. But yeah,
Hmm.
and also yeah, it's good that just I meet some people. Yeah, so it's also great.
You were able to stay focused and concentrate, and I wonder, like, do you have any routines that help you do that? Do you try and avoid eating during the tournaments? Is there something you like to eat? Is there a certain amount of exercise you like to do every day? Is there a minimum amount of sleep? Do you take naps? Like, what is it that you do in order to make sure that you can be the best that Machi can be?
I think it's still one of my biggest problems that I don't know what to do. I during games usually I'm so stressed. The pressure for me is well in the tournament. In a few games, I even couldn't enjoy in my games. I was so stressed about that. Okay, I fight for that. So I think that's for most people it's better just to make fun for games, not to destroy our lives just because of competition. Because it's a price, yeah. Because I spent so much time. I in many games I just didn't play for fun. I just played for winning them. My first victory, Seven Wonders, it was no fun. It was pure stress. That's okay. Did I win? Because I was leading all tournaments, and it was a question that can I somehow be more sure that I these leads keep on the end of the tournament. So
there's a champion's attitude that you can't stand losing, and you're stressed about making a mistake, and you just want to make sure that you can win everything, basically.
Yeah, it's hard. I think it's very hard, and maybe it's a reason why I won in some games that I didn't predict. That just I played much more. I don't know, less. Hmm.
Okay, so let me ask you. So when you're stressed and you make a mistake, do you curse? What do you do? Like, does Machi? What's how you know what happens? How you is there a lot of self anger? How what is it that happens basically?
Hmm, I don't know. I think some mix of them. It's also surprising that, of course, some anger, I feel sad, but sometimes also like I feel that okay, pressure is out of me. So sometimes even it's okay. I feel okay that it's over. I don't have to, yeah, stress about it. So it's a little strange.
So you're not too hard on yourself after you've made a mistake. You're able to let it go, or does it linger for?
No, it definitely it stays with me.
Hmm.
So I think that this is one of things that it's good to work, but about yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's the Polish curse word they usually use? Is there a certain word when you're upset that you say, or is it is it
Yeah,
the F word?
it's very typical word in Polish for such situation, but I don't think that I want to say it.
No, okay, all right, fine. But there's a very common Polish swear word you use a lot. Then in
No,
these,
no, I use, but it's just for people who are bad, are uh, are, are really sad about something. I mean,
okay, frustrating.
maybe you ask me about something else. Maybe
Okay,
I didn't
so somebody
understand
else.
you.
You told me about you told me about how you feel during the
And
game.
and the problem is that in games I don't think in Polish because last year I worked with Andrew. Now if I play a game, I think in English. Yeah, even if I go for a walk and I think about a game, I observe that okay, about life I usually think in Polish. About games, I think in English.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Uh,
but see that a few hours per week
but
I
hold on, but
talk about the games in English, so it's quite
that's true.
natural. If yeah, so
That's true. That's really interesting. Although obviously a lot of games have their own language as well that sometimes you don't need. But yes, when you're talking, you use some language. But okay, so you've explained how you feel during and sometimes after, but you still haven't answered my question in terms of what do you do before the game, not just preparing, but I mean on the day, or during these few weeks to take care of yourself. Like, do you exercise? Do you try and eat certain things? Like, I don't know. Do you during a game? Do you never eat during a tournament, or do you sometimes have chocolate to give you a little boost of energy? What do you do?
not sure that I have something specific. In this tournament, I always try to see how long this tournament will be, and can I and how many breaks I can count. I mean there are games that they're quite long, and I have no problem to prepare some food to go to the toilet or something. But there were some games when it was very difficult. I mean, if you have chess arena 3 hours, it's like you don't have time. You don't have time to breathe, to go for a water.
Yeah. Well,
I
you can
mean,
pause.
breathe not exactly, but okay. After lose, you want to, yeah. Probably you need a few minutes to not to play a terrible game, yeah.
Yeah.
And so in terms of that, I sometimes I prepared some drinks, some food for tournament. But I don't think that I really was focused on this part.
And sleep? How much do you usually sleep a night, or how? Yeah, what was your? How did you sleep over the last few weeks?
I usually sleep a little earlier than this tournament allowed me. But yeah, it was just after tournament I tried to go sleep. Sometimes it was hard because yeah, I was very sad or very happy, and my feelings was too what is
Yes,
the word?
heavy.
Yeah, heavy. Okay, so heavy feelings, and it was impossible to sleep. Yeah, I decided to use three weeks my vacation, so I just could yeah wake up much later.
In terms of like, I guess your local time. What was the latest you woke up during these weeks?
Yeah, about 12.
Cool. Yeah. So you slept
Yeah, but
in.
but but it was probably after Battleship when we finished on 4 a.m. my time.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I can't imagine how people from Asia play that tournament because they every tournament they finish even later. But maybe some people just don't sleep on that hour. I usually go sleep a little earlier
Yeah.
than most tournaments allowed me. But yeah, it was my decision that I just do
You were
many things
focused.
to optimize my chances. Yeah. After breakfast, I usually went to swimming pool or to a walk or something.
Cool.
As I also played some games, but I didn't play so many. I think that I played many games much earlier, and I was not sure that it can help me or not. And yeah, I didn't. I played just a few games every day, but
Played games to warm up for the tournament. You mean that day?
yeah, but I didn't play so much because if you play a lot of games, you also can be bored or something. I mean, if you play 50 games, don't expect that you're 51 if it's event, if it's tournament, that somehow you are very interested to play. I think it's important yet to also if you can really can focus on that game, and I decided just to not play so many games. I thought that I played so many before, and uh, it was just my decision not to overtrain.
The low moments. What are some of the
So
highlights
one
going
one
back?
of the sudden was when I prepared very well for Kingdomina. I'm probably third rating on Borgem Arena, and I was like about 150 more rating than second player in this tournament. But I just played very. I was I feel very strong pressure, and I just miscalculated some even odds number. And I 2 or 3 times I just put tile one left than I should, and because of that mistakes, I lost 2 games. So it was probably the biggest disappointment. Even I didn't lose in final, but just I think that I observed the finals, and I think that my understanding of game is really better. Uh,
So this is
yeah,
you looking at the person who won, looking at their game, and based on that, you're saying that you think you missed a big opportunity.
yeah. But yeah, it was one of the most disappointed moment. But if I want to, yeah, okay. But I also was very happy. For example, after Baduji tournament, I uh, I trained poker. I think that I spent a lot of time. I wasn't sure that I will score something because it's still a very hard game. And also, even Baduji at the first moment looks like okay, maybe some lucky game. But however, I probably like it more than Texas Hold'em where in Texas Hold'em you have to have some knowledge about probabilities, about some ranges. Yeah, okay, for this ranges this card is good for you or for your opponent. There is a lot of knowledge, I think. And in Baduji it was more about position. It was more about uh, quite simple calculations, what was easier for me. Yeah, of course, I probably had a lot of luck, but still, I just felt much more comfortable.
What did you finish in Baducci? Is it
I
Baducci or
won. I
Baducci?
won the Baduji,
You did win it. Okay, that's
and
kind of
yeah,
amazing.
and yeah,
Wow.
yeah. During all tournament, I had also some second or fair places. I won much more medals that I wanted, but also it had also some drawback that I didn't win big tournaments. Yeah, and I have just a lot of scores, which is 96, which is, yeah, okay, good, but not perfect if you want to win Pentamine. Yeah, I know that I have to achieve something like 490. And for that, I know that I should score three times 98 or more. So every time that I scored 96, it was like, okay, good, but why not better? So hard to say. Yeah, I think that in the moment I feel that both. Yes, some satisfaction of medal, but dissatisfaction of that. Okay, I for pentamite I prefer one first place instead of two silvers. Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. And you had several shared first places, which don't give you as many pentamine points as well, right? So
yeah,
uh,
even my shared first place in battleship was not enough to be in five best scores.
yeah, yeah. That's how competitive. So I guess you were quite nervous until the end that Jordy might overtake you. I guess.
Yeah, a little, but it's. I mean, during all tournament, I felt that this competition is very indirect. Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything that someone can just learn some game and have successful in that game. So
I understand that you spent, in addition to the 1,000 hours that you were training, during that period, you actually had a sort of teammate, a collaborator that you trained with, and I think that was Andrew Smith, right?
yes.
What
Uh,
did you do? What did you do with Andrew Smith? How did you guys practice together?
uh, Well, okay, it's a really long journey, so it's I even don't exactly remember, but in some shortcuts we just so what events are the most popular, what events we probably can learn, yeah, because of our abilities, because of our previous places. In the beginning, we were not sure that next match person will be online or not. So in the beginning, we thought that it will be in London. Next, we more prepared. We try more prepared for a wider range of games. Some of games we it's also I think important if you want to train a lot of games that you have to be prepared that some games you will not learn. Yeah, I mean in very high level. I spent a lot of time on corridor, and still my level of corridor was not enough that I didn't play because I thought I decided to yeah to train another games, yeah, because 1 year it's from one perspective it's a lot of time. From another, if you want to learn like 15 games, you have less than 1 month for one game, and it's not it's not like okay you should understand the rules of something. You should be one of the best in that games that it makes any sense. So it's hard. So you have to choose what games you want to learn. Mm,
So Corridor, you said you got pretty good, but you thought the level was still too high to compete. Um, because that's it's a very deep game. Do we even know who has the advantage? Who the first mover or the second mover in Corridor?
Probably first,
Okay, probably first.
but it's quite interesting abstract game. I think it's very deep, but also there are some people who really try to understand openings, and it was really mm, you can observe it during tournament. Andres, who probably didn't spend so much time, just was beaten by great players, and uh, it's uh, it's another thing. Yeah. Also some events you should know that okay, there are close events, mostly for Mind Sports Olympiad participants, and it's probably better to aim for them. And Corridor is one of that. Okay, there are a lot of great players. The same today, Carcassonne. It was. I honestly thought that Carcassonne will be one of my good chances. Maybe not the best one, but still good. And when I saw how many great players, it was like, okay, probably very, very hard to score 7 of 8 games. Uh, because they played like 5,000 games just in Carcassonne. I saw that I in last year I played about something between 3 and 4,000 games, but in many games. So in Carcassonne I played about two hundreds, and so
So what did you score in Carcassonne today?
uh, I scored 3 of 6, and after that I decided to not play
Okay,
next
fair
round.
enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm a little busy because I will go tomorrow to chess tournament.
Oh, really?
To be honest, I'm a little late, but yeah, it's team tournament. So first 2 or 3 rounds they have to play without me.
Okay.
It's Polish team championship, first
Wow.
division.
Wow.
So yeah, but tomorrow
What, what,
I
what
will
board
play
are you?
and
What's the name? What's the name of your club and what board are you on?
uh, it's a little strange because I have probably third rating in a team, but we are very very close, and they decided that it's better to put me on the 5 board to fight and wins, and there are some better players to just to play against grandmaster. Yeah. Probably because I didn't have time in last year to train chess so much.
Yeah. Wow. No, it's cool. It's amazing that you're going to go and play a rated in-person chess game tomorrow after this marathon. You
No,
have
no.
really
Tomorrow I will just go to a tournament, and probably
ah,
on Tuesday I will play. But it,
sure.
it really depends on. But I guess that's I will play. But we will see.
What are your favorite games at the moment? Obviously, chess is one of them, right? What else?
Favorite? Do you mean what games do I like?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, it's really hard to say. It's one of things that I wanted to say that being good is definitely not the same that like some games.
Hmm.
Not sure even chess is my favorite game. I really like Santorini.
Hmm. Okay.
I think it's really great, and also it's very nice and quick to learn game. I'm really surprised that only 20 people played in that game. I thought that okay, it's more like Battleship. I think easy to learn, quite quick game, and I thought that okay, similar people want to try it. I was very surprised that people didn't
Was not
train
good
it,
for
didn't play it.
you.
Maybe because Santorini wasn't abstract game, but I think it's very close. Yeah, it could be, but I understand your decision that okay, some gods.
Yeah,
can
it's very
change.
there's often there's a gray line between how to categorize certain games for our
Yeah,
meta events. But did you win the Santorini tournament?
second.
Second. Okay, cool.
What games I like?
And why do you like Santorini, by the way? You said just because it's easy to pick up and is a fun game, or
I think it's just fun game. It's because okay, it's another thing. What does it mean that I like? Yeah, I think it's
yeah.
if
What is fun? I guess is my question.
okay. Uh, Hard to say, but I just it's if I choose a game that I want to play for nothing, not just compete, I think it really it's cool game.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it's easy to learn. It's not very long, so you can play many games. Gods also are good good tool to make some handicap for weaker player. Yeah, so you can choose weaker god and you still can play against weaker player, and
Oh, that's
also
cool.
it's great. Of course, there are many good games, but
How do you feel about backgammon, for example?
uh, hard to say. It's
Okay, because I thought you did play a
it's
little
a,
bit.
it's a game that's I still don't see many times why this move is better.
Mm,
After analysis, I see in computer that okay, this was disaster, and it's very funny because sometimes I'm not sure about how it's calculated the score in that site heroes backgammon
yeah.
or something, but sometimes I get over 20. But when I played in this tournament, 3 points knockout. In
Hmm.
semi-final, I somehow get about 2, and I was very surprised that I played almost perfectly and I still lost. So the question is, okay, in that game, still luck is more important than skill or not? And
Well, I
also,
think.
what is very funny in
Mm,
second round or something, I won against very strong. I checked later that this Croatian, I don't remember his name, was one of the best backgammon people in the world,
wow.
and I beat them. So where is skill if I can win?
I think Dario De Tuffley, one of our former Pentamine World Champions, he says one of the reasons he loves backgammon is because he feels like that's life. Like, you know, sometimes the dice are with you, sometimes not. I mean, it's not just luck. You still have to know how to play and optimize your chances, right? But there is certainly some chance in there, and even the best player in the world can sometimes lose to other players. But you obviously play well, so you did
I
well.
think it's a game that requires still a lot of training. It's also, I think, good to say about Pentamine that it's much easier to train and play Euro games or some card games. First of all, of course, more people. Not sure about average level, but if I saw level or in lines of action, I thought that okay, I wasted my time. I thought that I'm really good, but still Andres prepared so great opening. I checked that with computer, and still I don't know how to reply of his moves.
Wow.
So uh,
What do you mean? What do you mean with the computer? You mean like because is there a good AI for lines of action?
uh, kind of not sure about level because I didn't I can't check about, but kind of it's
Interesting.
it's still better than the nothing if you want if you want to prepare some openings, but
Yeah.
maybe it was wrong decision to believe this computer, but
No, 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 not necessarily. I think anything is good, but I know that Andres. He certainly he's played a lot of games with his teammates he's a Stone Age teammate, so they developed a lot of their own theory as well, right? So
Yeah. So yeah, I will back to my way of thoughts that it's still easier to play Euro games, also because it's just cheaper in terms of time. Yeah, you can learn just 5 card games like Jaipur, like I don't know, whatever games you like, and uh, uh, you can see that finally I didn't use any abstract game in my Pentamine score. I use poker, chess, 2 Euro games, and 1 card game.
so hold on. So Stone Age, that's right. That was one of your Pentamines. What was your result in Stone Age? Remind me.
Second.
Second. Amazing. And did
But
you train?
still in Stone Age was just more people. It was almost 60 comparing to like Quarto where I also was second, but just with lower number of participants.
Yeah, that obviously affects the Pentamine score. And how much did you train for Stone Age in order to get that second?
Uh, Stone Age, I think that's I didn't train so much. I just watched 1 or 2 videos and just I played some games. It's one of games that I first of all I don't like it. It's the most boring game that I have ever seen.
Okay.
And second, many people make very bad decisions during the game, and it was one of reasons that I decided to play more that game. So I mean it's one of thing that you don't have to be the best. Yeah, just you have to be better than other people. Or maybe somehow just I understand some more deep things, but for me it's quite simple calculations, and it, hard to say. It's also funny that sometimes game just it's you really feel what's going on, but yeah, but I don't think that I really like this game. It's sometimes just it's like okay, it's good score, so I have to play it. Yeah, it's
So let's see. So obviously you've taken us through Stone Age. You also mentioned poker, which you use for the Pentamine. You also had Jaipur. Um, you also had a chess result, and then
Seven Wonders.
Seven Wonders. That's right. Did you win Seven Wonders?
Yeah, it was my first competition, and yeah,
Tell me
great start.
about that. That's a great start.
Yeah,
Maximum points. So how much did you train for Seven Wonders?
hard to say because yeah, after a few months that I trained every game like 3 4 weeks. That I just many times just I played what I wanted, and in Seven Wonders I played if I remember correctly something between 400 and 500 games.
Over the last year?
Yeah, so it's not small number, but also not not huge. I remember that Seven Wonders in online games are very quick games. It's like 5 to 10 minutes. It's also another advantage of online competition that games are much faster.
Yes.
Um, and it was I think it was a very great moment to learn it. I mean, there is Polish guy who makes some videos about Seven Wonders, wonderful place, and he started maybe earlier, but I think that in last year he creates much more videos about strategy, and I watch him. So I think that I had good good understanding of that game, but still not perfect. So yeah, but with some lucky, I won that tournament. I know
It's a
I
great.
don't. I'm not sure that do you play Seven Wonders? Do you know that
Yeah,
game?
yeah, I do. I know
So
Seven
so
Wonders.
I for 11 games, not sure. I 4 times I had jeez, I don't remember the name. Uh,
Very.
What wonders are in Seven Wonders?
Well, it's the ancient wonders. So it's a good question. You've got obviously the Hanging Towers of Babylon, I think, in there. You've got uh, the Library of Alexandria, I think. You've got what is it?
Mausoleum is
Is
where,
it the statue? Is it the statue of Zeus?
which is I think great. Also statistics it shows, and
Oh,
I
really? That's the best wonder to have.
yeah, statistics shows that it's definitely the best. It's still not very balanced. I mean, mm, if you think about game is balanced or not, it's you can think about in very very
Mm,
different deeps. I would like to say so. For casual players, probably you can really see a difference of playing. But if you have two very similar players, it's you can really see the difference. That okay, some in Seven Wonders, some wonders are just much better. And yeah, so it was my luck. Of course, many times also it's important. Yeah, how your opponent, sorry, not opponents, your neighborhoods, yeah, so not sorry,
Are
your
they going to go?
neighbors,
Are
just
they
what
going?
they're playing, yeah.
Yeah, if they go military and you get into an arms race, then you're wasting a lot of time. You don't want that, right?
Yeah.
For example, you don't want to get into an arms race. You want
Mhm.
to you want to be efficient. I mean, Seven Wonders. I love the fact that it's such a quick game, regardless of the size of the players. Everyone plays instantaneously. This this idea is genius. I think it's a wonderful idea the way it was designed.
Yeah, I like it. I like it that the game really is different, yeah, because you make this move simultaneously, and you also the cards just move around, so yeah, it's really good idea, and they build good game around it. And yeah,
It's so cool.
but
So
but
cool.
still but still it's probably not the best game for good competition, yeah, because still it's like
Good luck. Yeah.
like in many multiple players game, like it's very important who is near who, yeah, and what they do.
Yeah. That's right. And if you have a neighbor that gives you a lot of money, obviously that's quite nice too, right? Uh,
Yeah, it's always good when people trade to you. But also it's a problem that people can build or not some resources that you also need, but you don't want to build all of them. Yeah, some you want to build for yourself, some you want to buy because you want to one or two times per game. So so many times it's something that many times you fight with your neighbors, many times you cooperate. Yeah,
yeah,
it's also interesting idea that I watched recently, that many times even you want to help your neighbors because you want to that them have some choices, that they have different choices than you. But if you punish them, they, for example, can go for the red or something.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is okay. This is game of cooperating, but cooperating less than hard to say, yeah. But still, you want to somehow not destroy your neighbors.
Yeah. Friendly, but not too friendly.
Yeah, it's like feeding someone who feeding your I don't know your employee or something. Yeah, you want that he works for you, but you don't want to pay him so great salary.
Right. Yeah. So
Maybe not great example, but yeah.
okay, no, it's such an example. As an employee, you want to give a decent salary, but you also want it to, you want to go overboard. So that's interesting.
Would like to thank Andrew to help me this bad moments during this event. Yeah, because many times I just almost cried that why I played so.
Is this? Do you think this is the beginning of many more world championships, or what does the future hold?
Uh, Hard to say. I think that I spent really a lot of time to train it. So from one reason, why not? From another, mm, not sure that I can spend next few hundreds hours to train, but maybe it's enough. I also 1 year ago thought that okay, I was just behind because some people play for 20 years and I have to somehow chase them. So at this moment, I don't know. It really also depends that it will be online or on site. It will be great to meet. However, I believe that online competition are more competitive.
Okay, because you get the best players in the world.
First, there are more people. I believe that in London, I don't, I will not meet many people who play 2 or 3 games. And also, you can just play much more games. For some games, also, it allows you to follow the rules, like in Dominion. For example, I don't see full Dominion playing with cards without computer assistance.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I asked some good players, and they agree that playing with all very different rules, with so many cards counting that, it's very likely that you make some mistakes.
Yeah, it's true. When you're playing through a computer, the computer keeps track and doesn't allow these mistakes or or occasional cheating or you can't just like steal a card when you're playing online, right?
Yeah, but of course I'm aware that the price is very high. Yeah, because playing online is like okay, I play only with computer. I don't meet many people, and board games are created not for competition but for spending time with another people. So maybe you should think about yeah um, using both for creating tournaments. Yeah, I don't know. It's your
Mhm.
decision how it will be continued.
We're thinking about all the options and we'll keep you posted. But obviously, I know you've wanted to come to London, and I hope that the world will be in a place where we can have something in London next year. And I know you'd love to take on in person some of the other Pentamine uh, uh, competitors and world champions, which obviously would be a lot of fun to do in person. So, and it's obviously a lot shorter when it's in person. It all finishes within 8 days. So that's a lot faster than this marathon you just went through.
Yeah, but also it means that you have to discard some games,
A little bit. It's true.
and
Although
it's
although although,
always a
although
question which games. Yeah, for example, I was surprised that King Domino wasn't 2 years ago.
hmm,
I still think it's one of the most popular games in Board Game Arena. It's in top 10, and I still think it's another game that I like because I think it's funny for both some people who like more tile games, some more Euro games, but also it requires some strategy. Yeah, I think that Carcassonne and King Domino, that I think it's specific type of Euro games that still requires a lot of strategy. Probably Carcassonne a little more, but
yes, the perception was that King Domino is more of a light version of Carcassonne, as you said, but obviously there's still depth in King Domino.
yeah, some kind of. However, I think I agree that many times people who are good one of the game are good for another. I mean this in this both, but never the best one in. I mean the best in one of game is the best in another. So still the top is different. If you see about top 10 players, yeah, or top whatever you want.
Interesting.
So,
Although
but
maybe it's because maybe the very best isn't as interested. I don't know, right? Like from one to the
Uh,
other.
but probably you have too much more problems that much more games you have to choose what games you want to
Well,
play
well,
in London.
yeah,
I
the good
think
the
that
good thing the good thing about having it in person is we can do mornings, afternoons, evenings. So we actually do squeeze a lot. It's you're exhausted now, obviously, but after 8 days of nonstop competition from 10 in the morning till till 11 at night or midnight, sometimes, like that is really exhausting. That is a different type of marathon. So
I,
there is a lot to.
I see that this kind of competition will be much different. So yeah, I would like to appear in London next year. I think that in next year you will be able to create competition in London. I think that there is no reason to continue online. However, maybe think about some that in some games it's still good idea to play online competition. But yeah, I'm not sure about your plans. So
And we're still
I think
figuring it out.
that's about me because you asked me
Yeah,
about my plans, and I think that I will play, but I think that this Pentamine I treated very seriously because I spent like really a few hundred hours up to 1,000. Not sure because I didn't calculate it exactly, but yeah, if I played about 4,000 games, it has to be something like that.
yeah,
But probably next year I can do that, but maybe I will just play more for fun. The
yeah.
problem is that I usually make fun for me that for winning, for competing. So it's maybe a little problem, but maybe I will try just to play and see. So
Well, there are
I
games.
also hope that the Mind Sports Olympiad want to be more how to say more seen by higher range of people, more important. I mean, more valuable for other people. Uh, I don't I don't see good word, but I think that you understand. Yeah, that
Yeah,
people more recognize it and understand that it's really great competitive tournament.
it is. It
But
is.
probably it requires a lot of I don't know work changes. Hard to say.
Well, you're now one of our ambassadors going forward, so you can help promote the Pentamine as well. And we would appreciate that, and I think you'll make a good ambassador. Um, but yeah, I mean, look, it's amazing. Our movie will be coming out at some point. You've seen the documentary. It's right now actually in another film festival. It's coming. It's going to be film screened, and so hopefully that should share the message. But yeah, you're right. We need more people to know about the Pentamine, about the Mind Sports Olympiad. So yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely.
but it's of course not very great to say, but of course you need probably also money, make some great event prizes. That's also always makes that event is more recognizable. I think.
Maybe, but we have to be careful that people don't get motivated to cheat based on the prizes as well. That's also always a danger.
In on-site competition, cheating.
It's not doesn't happen as much, but it can still happen. It still can, but it's harder, as you say. We've had we talked about some cheating online, which obviously can happen. There's been some on-site cheating, but it obviously, as you say, it's a lot harder. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things we can try and do. Um, Let me ask you about the rest of your life. So, as I recall, you were doing some sort of research with something with AI, and I think you were wrapping up a PhD. I don't remember where are you in your I don't know in your career in your non gaming life right now when you're not playing Santorini.
Okay, so I work in a company called Informatica, and uh, and I also PhD student. I'm doing something like PhD with cooperation with company. So
Hmm.
it means that I work for both for university and my company, and there's specific agreement that's okay. This work is somehow shared, and this work is about uh, data governance. It's
Okay.
it's still very um, very broad, I think, topic, but it's somehow that my company try to deal with it. And for me, more specific is like, okay, if you want to think a little simpler, okay, there you have some procedures if in your infrastructure. I mean, if you have some computer science company, and there is probably a lot of stuff, a lot of codes in your. Assume that you have very big company, and after that, mm, managing um, your all code, your all metadata, it can be harder, yeah.
Yep.
So we try to create some tools that detects something and helps you to manage um,
Your data, your code.
your no data, your procedures. I think, yeah, you have some
Okay.
procedures. I mean, like a code, yeah. For me, data is some procedures in database procedures. So example of that tool is detecting that two procedures are almost the same or exactly the same, but we can try to do it without knowing that they're in the same technology. I mean, you can use like because there are a lot of languages, yeah, Java, C++, a lot of
Sure.
SQLs, and so on. And the problem is that they use very different keywords. Many people can write in very different way, but still we try to find that these two procedures do the same. Or we try to say, okay, we have a lot of examples, and we see that here probably is a typo or something. So it's still beginning of our research. This is still quite open area. I think the biggest problem is that it's company don't want to share exactly so about their code because there's crucial value of this company, right? They can't share for just GitHub and help me. No. So it's very closed, and it's probably reason why this area
That's
is
cool.
not
Not that
using
well.
AI methods. They're just trying to use some methods to help, yeah, manage your great resources.
And what
So,
do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy your research and work, or do you enjoy playing games more and learning games?
uh, both of them. Probably I more prefer playing games because I really like direct competition. I like winning, and research is like, okay, I can discover something which is great after a lot of moments. That's okay. I every day I say myself, okay, I still don't know how to deal with it. It's can appear some moment that, okay, I can say, okay, I solved it. It's great. However, direct competition is something much different, and I really like games. But yeah, but
What
I
about
I have to I have to
what
earn it
about designing
somehow.
a game? Have you thought of making your own game?
No, I didn't think about it. I like solving game.
That's cool.
I think that Battleship is very close to solve, and I would really think about that. You want to play it or not, because that's, yeah, it's
Oh, I heard actually. I don't know if this is true that in the final round in Battleship between you and Andres Kusk, that both of you blundered and lost despite going first. Is that right?
yes.
Which is crazy. So for a game that you just said is solved, you clearly even someone like you who hardly makes mistakes can make a big mistake.
Yeah, it's possible, but I believe that our understanding how to defend will be better. And mm, I was surprised how many people really worked about opening in Battleship, and even some middle level player was, some of them was aware how to protect against mirror strategy. I saw it, yeah, in Andres' game probably, that he tried to do that, and his opponent know that. After that, he lost because because he was weaker in just playing, but he somehow learned it or discovered. I don't know.
That's
Uh,
interesting. That's very
so
interesting.
yeah, I believe that that many games people just try to understand better, and yeah, i- people who play in Mind Sports Olympiad, it's great group of people who can, yeah, really push ahead some games. I mean, to solve them or be much better.
Now,
But
you think
mostly for unknown games like Battleship. I think that, like, for Corridor, it's much faster than you have people who just play only one game.